So we're going to look at the Tidewater region. I want you guys to focus on just this region today. This will help you in your map activity that you're doing, where we're looking at the different regions of North Carolina. But let's focus Tidewater region today for a little bit. So it is the low-lying area nearest the coast. So when you look at a map of North Carolina, it's furthest to the right or the east, adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean. But they're made up of barrier islands. So they're long chains of islands that stretch across the coast of North Carolina. Some are really, really near. Most of them, though, are 3 miles across or less than 3 miles across. And they're made of sand. They're really close to sea level. I think the highest point of any barrier island in North Carolina is a place called Jockey's Ridge. And that's like 140-something feet tall. So you get to the top of Jockey's Ridge and you can see the whole entire Tidewater region as far as your eyes can see. But the most famous is called the Outer Banks in North Carolina. The Outer Banks in North Carolina is known for tourism. People come from all over to visit this area because of its beauty. But we're focused on the land and the resources. So this area, we know also recently in the news that it's prone to hurricanes. It's so close to the Atlantic Ocean, and it is so low-lying that flooding is a major issue when hurricanes come. But if you look here, here's a map here. It shows you this thin line I'm pointing at here is our barrier islands. You'll see they're not all connected. We'll talk about those a little bit too later. This is a satellite image. You can see, we talk about it's made up of sand. That's the reason why it stands out even more, why it's the reflection from the satellite image. And you can see the sand. And here's a lighthouse. We'll talk a little bit later why lighthouses are so important on the Outer Banks and what's the purpose of what was the purpose of lighthouses historically. Let's skip this one. So I do want to talk about some vocabulary. Barrier Islands, there's 5 main towns in North Carolina, but barrier islands they're made up of sounds. And sounds are, and I'll show you in your map where a sound is, but it's shallow bodies of water and it's brackish water. What brackish means is it's a mixture of salt and fresh water. Some of the largest in North Carolina are listed there for you. Well, let me show you what's important to show you. Let me show you on a map. So here is 2 of the largest, Albemarle and Pimlico. They are large sounds. So this water all here is brackish. It's a mixture of fresh water, or a mixture of salt water, from the Atlantic Ocean, and fresh water from the rivers that are flowing eastward to the ocean. But how does that fresh water and that salt water mix into the sounds? Well, we talk about those openings. You see those are called inlets. And inlets are openings that allow that fresh water to come in, or the salt water to come in. And the fresh water is coming from the rivers. Those estuaries, the mouth of the river where they're forming, and they form brackish water here at the sounds. So remember, this is our Outer Banks region of North Carolina. So let me go back. Actually, we're good. Let's go forward for that one. So we're talking the inlet. It's where the tide flows in and out. It allows it in. They're not always permanent. They move. We have erosion. We have storms, different things. But there's always inlets that are allowing that salt water to come from land to mix with the fresh water. We're going to also talk about a little bit some of the resources.